Mullen.
This is Dave Craig.
This is Christian Okoye.
The ultimate weapon.
A.K.A. Awesome Dawson.
Yeah, really angry.
The bald wing.
Safe to say I'm the biggest, the largest. Been stepping on shit since my mama stayed in them apartments.
Mullen Bones.
I'm having trouble trying to sleep. I'm counting sheep but running out.
AKA Craig Hawk.
The Nigerian Nightmare.
And if I'm getting into a break,
I'm only going to Mr. Hop at the Card Society.
I'm only going to Mr. Hop at the Card Society.
No one does breaks like Mr. Hop at the Card Society.
Best breaks in the business.
If you want to see some heat, make sure to join his breaks.
Hop is the man.
Hop is the man.
I hope you pull some of my cards.
And I hope you pull some of my cards in his next show.
Hop is the man.
Hop is the man.
Good luck.
It's time! Oh, Bojack's on the helmet! Dr. J! What a monster!
Let's get it going.
7 ring! Tom Brady! We got the GOAT on fire! It's the kid! Oh, it's Puka Dot! Wow, have a break, Puka! What a Puka!
Coffee 24 and 25.
Oh, baby, it's a Bojack's! Joe Cool! Fire linoleum. Oh, wow! Butterfly sting! That's a bomb, baby. Holy shit. Tank on the dumb. Wow.
Oh, what's up, guys? Happy 4th of July, everybody. We got a Buttman on the grill kicking off the first giveaway. Yes, I responded to you. I can't cancel pre-bids. There's no control to cancel a pre-bid and whatnot. All right, Buttman is in the giveaway. Let's get going. 4th of July singles. All right, let's start off with a couple of news. How about a Merle Ohms to kick us off? 120 brawl, inspired by Patrick Mahomes. I'm gonna have to delete the listing and then relist it. Okay. All right, here we go. Merle Ohms is up on the Brawl News. We are live at $1 on the Major Rob for $2. All right, let's go Jacks in the box on the Glow 130. Inspired by JSN. Glow News 130 power. Here we go. Hey, fight on. Yeah, if you don't mind just discarding that, just toss it. Yeah, I've actually got a couple right on deck here. Evidently, Skeens takes down the Buttman. All right, Eagle Eye on the 130 Glow News, inspired by Jalen Hurts. Nice little Eagles color match here. I'm going to put a Braun Brawl up in the next giveaway. Nice grab, Loco. Chris Cross on the 105 Fire News. Fire News, Chris Cross. What's up, Stinky? How you doing? Inspired by Chris Carter. West, nice grab. Orange Battlefoil Bison. That is inspired by Josh Allen. Bison is up. All right, and here's a nice one. Key Keeper got a 155 power fire here. Inspired by Luke Kuechly. On the 155 fire. So much color in this card. Luke Kuechly, Hall of Fame linebacker. Smoonaz. Great deal on that. 23 bucks for a 155 fire. All right, Merlome's 135 fire. OBF. Get your fire spec decks right here. Yeah, that's insane. It is what it is. Inspired by Pat Mahomes. Conejo. All right, how about Darnold on the fire scoreboard? Fire scoreboard, Darnold. Look at that rocker. He's going so fast, he lit it on fire. 125 power, inspired by Sam Darnold. Super Bowl winning quarterback. West. Quads on the 130, inspired by Saquon Barkley. Fire scoreboard. What's up, Pegasus? How you doing? Quads OBF. Crazy color on this card. Archangel. Nice grab. All right, how about Yeti on the fire end zone? Yeti fire is kind of crazy. Yeti fire end zone. Here we go. So much color. He got married yesterday. How about that? Our buddy Yeti getting hitched. Coliseum Playbook takes down the giveaway. Nice grab, you know, Bo. All right, Ice End Zone, Scary Terry. Insane artwork with Scary Terry. Yeah, I heard that too, which is wild. I can only imagine how funny he was ordaining a wedding. 110 Ice, Scary Terry. Got a couple silver steals coming up here in a minute. You know, Bo. All right, Red Brawl Mountain Drew. That's 120. 120 on a featured red. Inspired by Drew Bledsoe. All right, we're up. Mountain Drew, you got the donkey with the American beers. This card screams 4th of July. Nice take, West. All right, got a nice one here. Island Time, 155 Brawl, big pixel. Inspired by Darrell Revis. Big power for a brawl. 155 on that big pixel. These are not going to be easy to find. Double mega exclusive. Just ran a couple in that range. I got one more coming up here. Actually, I got a few more. Rob, nice grab. All right, got a Votto. That's inspired by Joey Votto from Alpha Update. Going up in the next giveaway. Free Alpha Update Blizzard right there. All right, let's go with a couple steals here. Quads. Silver Steel Spec Deck ready. 125. Rob, nice grab. You doing all Silver Steel? Check out the shop. Type in Reindeer Hunter. It'll show you what I got. All right, Alpha Update Silver Steel Chosen. Inspired by Juan Soto. He had a bomb yesterday. Chosen. This is from Alpha Update. Nice 135 steel. Good opportunity to get a spec deck from Alpha. Rob. All right, here's another one from Griffey. 140 Burn, Baby Burn. Inspired by Bernie Williams. Here we go. Burn, baby, burn on that 140 Silver Steel. Featured hero out of Griffey. It's too early to get nostalgic about Griffey yet. All right, one more orange. Battle Foil, Ultimate Weapon, 165 power. 165 weapon. Here we go. Big card inspired by Randall Cunningham. That is the Ultimate Weapon. On the 165. Great take. All right, Scoreboard Brawl 145. That's cutback inspired by Barry Sanders. Big brawl here. 145 cutback. I don't know, 600 or so. Cursive taking it down. All right, Pepper Spray 130 Scoreboard. 130 steel scoreboard pepper spray. That's inspired by Pepper Johnson. Lots of colors back there, right, Stinky? I know, it's too bad we got to take it all down and sell it. Look at pepper spray, those guns. Wow, $11. Nice grab. Burn, baby, burn. 150 power steel scoreboard. Burn, baby, burn. Just kidding, afterburn. Inspired by Bernie Kosar. Cursive. All right, next one's a big one. Don't sleep on this. Gronk, 165. Steel scoreboard. All right, we are live. There we go. Getting some nice deals on featured already. Don't sleep. 165 Gronk. There you go. Big Coach taking it down. All right, let's do a Moose Silver Steel in the next giveaway. I'm going to keep them going. All right, some logos. How about Underdog on the Ice logo? $145 Ice. Nice ice power here. Underdog, inspired by Doug Williams. Logo Ice. Last nice take. 150 steel Vinny Verde, inspired by Vinny Testaverde. 150 steel Vinny. Oh, Jets legend, Bucks legend, University of Miami alum. It's the Vinny. Rob, nice grab. Yeti on the 115 steel logo. It's possible. Definitely possible. 115 steel logo Yeti. For $1, why not? Man o' War on the 140 Brawl logo. Man o' War on the 140 logo. Inspired by Charles Mann. Great Redskin legend. He's a beast on the defensive line. Wes, nice grab. Icky 135 Brawl logo. Inspired by Icky Woods. There we go. Icky is up. 135 Brawl logo. I gotta delete one of the chainsaws. Somebody made a bid they want to cancel. So there aren't hockey players in this set. This is all football, the Tecmo. But in the previous set, which is the Griffey set, we had Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin, and Henrik Lundqvist. Woodchipper. Inspired by Rod Woodson on the ice, 140. Here we go. Jim, nice grab. Oh, Wayne Gretzky would be massive. Hot Rod, 95 fire. Look at that little guy go. He just looks quick. Yeah, Wayne Gretzky would be massive. Just as the great one. Jerome, nice grab. All right, Filament 145 steel. Look at all that color on Filament steel. 145 logo inspired by Phil Simms. Filament, here we go. Who watched the Cape Verde game last night against Argentina? That was a battle. Absolute battle. All right, next giveaway, we're going to go water slide on the silver steel. They played their hearts out. Yeah, I was rooting for them. They played their hearts out. They had a lot of opportunities, too. They had some potential shots that were super close. Yeah, that game-tying goal was nuts. What a boot, man. Best kick that guy's ever had in his life. All right, Haley's Comet, 145 steel. USA plays Monday. It's going to be a tough one. Belgium kicked us out before. Here we go, Haley's Comet. 145 steel logo inspired by Charles Haley. Yeah, that was quite the celebration. Like, take 20 minutes to celebrate a goal. Got to get that rest for extra time. Rob, nice grab. All right, some greens and silvers here. We got another Hot Rod Ice. Yeah, I've got pretty much everything is loaded in the shop. I do have some stuff that I'll run that is not loaded in there, but for the most part, everything's in the shop. So if there's somebody you're looking for, just type it in there. It'll tell you if it's coming. I do have a stack that's not loaded that I'll run as well. Loco, nice grab. But the order, yes, like Wes said, I go by parallel, insert. Hammer, Brawl, Green and silver. Yeah, I'm about to get my ass kicked now. I got to go play the big dogs, the pros. Here we go. Hammer on the brawl, green and silver. I'm going to have to go back through my play deck and get a little stronger. Raphael, nice grab. Although now that we have Tecmo plays in the next season, that definitely changes things. A-Bear on the green and silver. Oh, this one didn't load. All right, I'll have to run that one later. All right, Hot Rod Brawl, green and silver. Yeah, the bear's awesome. I saw a bear hex yesterday on eBay. It looks super cool. I got a nice glow A-Bear coming up too. That is sick. Loco, nice grab. All right, this one's a nice one. Calf Roper, look at that. 155 glow. Great color on this card. Inspired by Eric Metcalf. Here we go. Chris, we got the Cards HQ guy on the line. We're about to get something scheduled there for a sealed. Making it happen. Probably the week after Nationals. Maybe the week before, but I'm thinking the week after. Do it on a Saturday. 155 glow Calf Roper green and silver Tecmo logo. They should only be 115 on the shelf, but people have been selling them for upwards of that. 115 is the retail price. Bo, nice grab. Let's run this A-Bear. I don't have it listed, so I'm just going to have to run it under a shell listing. All right, here we go. A-Bear, 85 steel, green and silver. Yeah, 115 should be the sealed price. Bayou taking down the A-Bear, getting his man, Bobby. CFL legend too, or USFL, I mean. Reptilian on the red. We'll throw that up in the giveaway. All right, let's go with some of these glows. And then we'll hit the logos. All right, J-Jets 135, green glow, inspired by Justin Jefferson. Yeah, that A-Bear glow's sick, isn't it? We're going to hit that in a minute. Card is so filthy. We got a Muffin Man and an A-Bear glow up there on the sword thumbs. You know Bo. The A-Bear gum? Oh, nice. Did you see the hex listed on eBay? I can't remember what parallel it was. Judd Kernot glow. I thought the price was a little bit too high. This one didn't load either. All right, here we go. Green Glow Juggernaut. 120 power. Loco, nice grab. Shrouded, this one's gorgeous. Look at all that green. 130 glow, inspired by CJ Stroud. Here we go. Shrouded on the glow. Updated art for this guy. Loco. All right, Alpha Update Glow. How hot has Lieutenant been? One of the hottest guys in baseball right now. And did you know he is number 5 all-time in NL home runs for a shortstop? Isn't that crazy? Dansby Swanson, number 5 all-time. And he'll probably end up being 1 or 2 by the time he's done. Most home runs by a National League shortstop. He is already at the top. Yep, Georgia kid. Braves should have never let him go. This is Alpha Update 130 Glow. Bo takes it down. All right, another Alpha Update. How about OG Attack? Inspired by Dak Prescott. Before he was... Tua was a stud. He couldn't stay healthy. Attack on the 130 Glow. Here we go. This is inspired by Dak Prescott before he was unmasked. No CC today. That's one of my big PCs, so I tend to keep most of it. Night Owl, nice take. Mostly Tecmo today. I think we've got a few Griffey autos in there. Golden Bullet on the case hit Green Glow. Matthew Golden inspired Green Glow. He looks so good in the glow too. His art and the Green Bay color match looks amazing. Raphael, nice grab. Yeah, we'll get to the gold coins soon. All right, Switchblade on the Green Glow. Another case hit. And we got a monster case hit coming up behind this one. Inspired by Travis Hunter. 120 Green Glow. Bo, nice grab. All right, this is a big one, guys. 170 Glow Fingers. Green Glow out of Griffey. That's a featured case hit. Super hard to hit these. Inspired by Raleigh Fingers. Look at the detail on that card. So nice. All right, Fingers Green Glow, 170 power is up. Conejo, nice grab. Great grab. All right, I got a Flippa orange for the next giveaway. Orange Fire Flippa. All right, couple of news here. We got Genetic Ice. Here we go. Genetic Ice up at $1. 115. Chris, nice take. All right, Lawman on the 105 Ice. We got blue hair, Trevor Lawrence as the inspiration. JJ for $1. Jay Jetta, 130 Fire, inspired by Justin Jefferson. Here we go. JJ. MOD on the Ice helmet icon. That is a 130 Ice MOD helmet icons. It'd be really cool to have a spec deck of all helmet icons. That would be a gorgeous deck, especially if you did steel or fire. I mean, ice or fire. Bo takes it down. All right, let's run some of these logos. Let's go Jacks in the Box on the Brawl. Or Steel Sore Thumb. Sore Thumb, Jacks in the Box, inspired by Jackson Smith Njigba. Joseph. McArmy Knife, 115 Steel Sore Thumb. The steel and the ice version today to run of these. Inspired by Christian McCaffrey, McArmy Knife. Joseph. Billiard on that 95 Fire, inspired by Dalton Hilliard, another Saint. Billiard just looks tough. Here we go. We now want to play him in pool. He will smoke you. Illy Willy. All right, let's go Eagle Eye on the Fire. Look at those wings. They look amazing. 125. Fire Thumb Eagle Eye. Inspired by Jalen Hurts. You guys see that Hex Rad in there? That card is nasty. Eagle Eye on the Fire Thumb. Mark taking down the Flippa. A-Bear's coming up. Jerome, nice grab. All right, ready for another Eagle Eye. How about this one? This is from Alpha OG. That is Eagle Eye on the Blizzard. From Alpha, inspired by Jalen Hurts, 110 Steel Blizzard. Yeah, I like the Hex Portal. Added a lot of color to the card. Mark, great grab on that. $20 card easily. Easily. All right, next giveaway going up. We got Cannon, Silver Steel. All right, Genetic Ice. 115. Ice Genetic. Inspired by Ashton Ginty. Chris, great grab. Flippa on the Ice logo. Or Ice Thumb. I don't know why I keep saying logo. I'm looking at something else. Ice, Sore Thumb, Flippa. Willie Anderson inspired. Oh, nice grab. All right, A-Bear Glow. This is gorgeous. Look at that. Look at that color on A-Bear on the Glow Sore Thumb. Here we go. Oh, nice grab. Such a sick card. McArmy Knife on the Ice. CMC 120 Ice Thumb. Ronce, nice grab. All right, Carrier, we got a nice featured 135. Inspired by Mark Carrier on the Steel Sore Thumb. BP, nice grab, BP. Hands, inspired by Jerry Rice. That's a 135 Ice. Man, never dropped passes. Never dropped passes. Jerry Rice. This guy was a machine. Greatest receiver of all time. And it's not even close. Bo, great grab. All right, Kurt Locker, 150 Ice here. Inspired by Kurt Warner. I love Kurt Locker's art. I think he's a little underappreciated right now. Ice 150. Kurt Warner inspired Sore Thumb. Who's seen the Hurt Locker movie? That movie is so intense. Wes, nice take. That's a great grab. $16 for that one. Those are their power levels. So if you play the game, it's basically how you win each battle is through having a higher power number than the opponent. Yeah, that was a steal. Muffin Man on the glow. So you have plays too that can raise or lower power levels. Here we go, Muffin Man, 125. So yeah, power levels start at 75, go all the way up to 250. 250s are basically the Bo Super Autos, so really 200 is kind of what you typically see. Prequel to the Avengers. Nice. Yeah, you got it. BP, great grab. That's a sick card. These glows look so nice. All right, Full Moon on the Brawl Sore Thumb. That is inspired by Warren Moon. He's got amazing art. Like the new Jaja here. Asa, nice grab. All right, how about a couple plays? Doggone Inflation, anyone? This is an alpha update play. Your opponent's plays each cost an extra 2 hot dogs. This is a must-have in your deck. If you do not have one, here's a great time to pick one up on the cheap. Doggone Inflation. This is a big, big play. You make your opponent pay an extra 2 hot dogs for every play they use. It will make them think twice about every move they make, because those 2 plays can really add up. You know, Bo. All right, let's run a couple more plays. How about heavy-handed? This is SSP. Is that play 3, I think. Your opponent's hero gets -5 for each play in their hand. This is huge. This is definitely one you want to have in your deck. Here we go. Out of Tecmo, heavy-handed. It's a -5 for every play they have in their hand. You will play against some guys that all they do is have plays that get them more plays, and all of a sudden they have 8 plays in their hand. You slap this on them, nice little -40. Loco, nice grab. And only 1 hot dog cost too. That's a great, powerful play to have. It's one that I will have in all of my decks. All right, let's do a couple lots here. How about 2 Merlomes? Ice and Fire End Zone, you get both. Ice and Fire End Zone Merlomes, you get both. 135s on each. All right, I'm going to give away some plays. You know, Bo, nice take. All right, 2 Griffey short prints, Consolation Combo, and Quick Draw going up in the giveaway. All right, 2 Bayous here, Ice and Fire End Zone. Bayou, inspired by Jamar Chase. You get both. Bo, nice take. Oh. All right, Brockness on the Fire. This one you're getting 3. Yeti, Brockness, and Warp, all Fire End Zones. Take all 3 here. Brockness, Yeti, and Warp. Jonathan, nice grab. Three OBFs, Swervin, 130, Mr. Irrelevant, 110, Chainsaw, 110. You're getting all 3 orange battle foils. About to hit some 80s rads after I run a few of these lots. Speed bumper. Quarterstaff on the 115 Fire helmet icon. J-Jets on the Ice helmet icon. And Warp 130 steel, big pixel. Got the quarterstaff, the J-Jets, and the Warp. Take down all three. You know, Bo, nice grab. All right, let's hit some of these 80s rads. MOD on the Fire 130. Inspired by Reggie White, the Minister of Defense. 130 Fire Rad. Smooth. Helicopter on the Glow. 95 power helicopter. Toy-tastic, great grab. That's such a cool card. Bayou 125 steel rad. We go. Bayou is up. M. Henny, nice take. Next giveaway, I've got a Water Slide Glow. 105 Glow, inspired by Ricky Waters. That's in the giveaway. And we got Merlome's Rad Brawl up next. Here we go. Inspired by Pat Mahomes, your next cover hero for Battle Arena 2026 update. Going to be Pat Mahomes. On card autos, going to be amazing. I think all his previous cards are going to go up, become a little more desirable. Conejo, nice grab. K-Mac 120 featured brawl. 80s rad. K-Mac is up. Inspired by Kevin Mack. You know, Bo. Scary Terry, inspired by Terry McLaurin. Brawl Rad. Here we go. Got Reptilian. We got this Swervin' Glow. We got this Insane Hex that's going to be running here in a second. Jess. Nice grab. All right, Hammer on that Steel Rad. Inspired by Omari and Hampton. Legends taking it down. All right, this one's nice. Swervin' Glow 80s Rad, inspired by Michael Irvin, 135 power. Got all of that color in there too. Yeah, I like Hampton this year too. If he's RB1 in Kansas City, or sorry, in with the Chargers in LA. Toy-tastic, nice grab. Reptilian, Steel 80s Rad. Such great art on Reptilian. Inspired by Mark Rippon. Old school Redskins quarterback. Won a Super Bowl there. JJ, nice grab. All right, Boz on the Rad Brawl. Rad Brawl, Boz, inspired by Brian Bosworth. Mark Rippon used to play for the Redskins, late 80s, 90s. I think he won the 91 Super Bowl with them. It was one of the two Super Bowls. Doug Williams was the other quarterback that won the previous Super Bowl, I believe. Both in this set. Jonathan, nice take. Nice grab on the Boz. All right, two big Rads here, guys. Ultimate Weapon, 155 steel. Yep, he was MVP. Redskins used to be great. He had Ricky Sanders, Gary Clark, Art Monk. Great receiving core. 91-93, yeah, that was it. Ultimate Weapon Rad. Breezy, nice grab. Breezy, what was the card you bid on? Was it the Chainsaw Skyline, you said? Yeah, he's Monk in this. All right, guys, huge card here. Do not sleep on this one. Eagle Eye Hex Rad. I'm going to put a little more time on the clock. This is a big card. 175. I just I won't run that listing. I'll run it as a shell listing, and I just won't run it, and that way your bids will get canceled. Hex Rad, 175. That's a beauty. Eagle Eye. Look at those wings. Crazy. At West, great take. Great grab. Huge steal. All right, swerving on the mixtape. Or not the mixtape, the blow on it. Glow, swerving, blow on it. Inspired by Michael Irvin. Raphael. All right, let's run some of these helmet logos. Let's go Ed Too Tall Jones on the Fire helmets. 150 power. Oh, I gotta change the timer back. Yeah, his head gets cut off. Isn't that funny? Wes, nice grab. Dwight Noise on the Brawl helmets. Here we go. Inspired by Dwight Stevenson, another Super Bowl MVP winner. Two-time national championship at Alabama, too. I didn't change the timer, did I? Matt, nice take. Great grab right there. All right, I got a chainsaw glow in the giveaway. All right, genetic Brawl helmet. We're up at $1. Oh, I've got to change this timer. We'll get it. We'll get it right. Yeah, we're going to hit the autos probably last row. Got maybe 30 cards to get through, and then we'll hit the autos. All right, changing the timer back on this one. Craig Hawk 130 Brawl helmets. If you look in the shop and you type in a hero's name, it will tell you what else is coming from them. Inspired by Dave Craig. That 130. Everything's loaded in the shop except for a few cards. JJ. Wow, what a buy. Kurt Locker, 140 steel helmets. $140 steel Kurt Locker, inspired by Kurt Warner. Wes, nice grab. Underdog on the Fire helmets. $135 Underdog Fire. Yep, maybe next set. JJ. Jack's in the box. 120 steel helmets. Here we go. We are up. Who, Kurt Locker or Underdog? Doug. Yeah, he won the Super Bowl MVP, right? Hannibal, nice take. All right, Goggles is a good one. Inspired by Eric Dickerson, 150. 150 Brawl helmets, Goggles. Inspired by Eric Dickerson. Got the X-Men look. I know exactly, Pinky. Wes, nice grab. Quick draw. Inspired by Mike Quick on the 125. Brawl helmets. Wes, nice take. Novocaine, inspired by Jay Novacek, 145. Nice, desirable power level right here. That 145 steel. Not always an easy one to get. Ron's taking down the chainsaw. I love Novocaine's art. It's a great character. Wes, nice grab. Haley's Comet 155 Fire is a big one. Inspired by Charles Haley. Dude won 5 Super Bowls. Fire 155 helmets. Battle foil. Shmoo, nice grab. Building that fire deck, I see. All right, first leap on the ice end zone. That's going to go up in our next giveaway. Inspired by Leroy Butler. Got some big helmets coming. Timmy, 145 steel. Inspired by Tim Brown. Another Heisman winner. JJ, nice grab. Full Moon on that steel. He's a 145 too, inspired by Warren Moon. Helmets battle foil coming up. Asa. Judd Kernot. Steel helmets. Inspired by Quinshon Judkins. Such a cool character too. He is so tough. Like the Predator / Bane. Hannibal. Too tall on the glow. 160 glow here. Gorgeous card. Too tall. And it's a 160 glow. Don't sleep on those 160 glows. Too tall coming off the card. His glow meter stick. Shawno, nice take. All right, got another glow. This one's nasty. McVillain. McVillain, 120 glow. Look at that art. So much color coming off him. Inspired by Tet McMillan. He's going to be a beast in Carolina. Great receiver. Glow McVillain, 120 power. Got two big ones coming up next. Chooch. Fear himself. That's a 160 brawl right here. 160 brawl, Fear. Inspired by Lawrence Taylor, the greatest defensive player of all time. Greatest defensive player ever. It's an absolute wrecking ball. Fear himself. Onyx, nice take. All right, here comes Most. Maybe the number 2 best receiver of all time behind Rice. Inspired by Randy. 160 brawl helmets, big card. Most 160 brawl helmets battle foil. Got the Minnesota Vikings colors too on this one. Onyx, nice grab. All right, let's do some Skylines. Hot sauce on the Fire Skyline. These cards are nice. The steel. Steel's a more desirable weapon. Also, people build more steel decks. So they'll definitely be chasing that one too. And the 145 steel is a pretty grim, nice take. That's a power level people really want. It's not always easy to find. BF. You got it. All right, Jax in the box, 125. Fire Skyline. Smooth, nice grab. All right, next giveaway, Cannon 80s Rad going up in the giveaway. All right, let's go Buttman on the grill on the Fire Skyline, cooking in the sky. You get a few per case. I think three to 5 per case. I know, isn't that crazy? So much color in that. Night Owl, nice grab. Magic Man, Fire Skyline. They're about the same rarity as the Fire Track and Miami Ice. Similar rarity to that. That's basically what they replaced. Although I think the featureds are a little more common than Miami Ice and Fire Tracks, because those were out of 5. I think the new featured Skylines are a little bit more. BF. Flippa on the fire. Look at him flying over the sky. I'm not sure on that one. The glows are definitely rare. I'm not seeing a ton of glows come out, and they're Mega Box exclusive. We might see more when those hit Target, but I don't know. I would say 30 to 40. BF. All right, Crisscross. It definitely feels like the ice are more rare than the fire, at least from what I've seen. But the glows are super new. Here we go. Crisscross Fire Skyline, inspired by Chris Carter. Night Owl. Scary Terry. This one's sick. Look at Scary Terry. Inspired by Terry McLaurin, over the city on the Fire Skyline. Jay Godfrey. You're not John Godfrey, are you? I know John Godfrey very well. That'd be cool if you are. Quarter. Oh no, where'd Quarterstaff go? Let's go Cannon. Inspired by Rich Gannon on the Cannon. Night Owl, nice take. Quarterstaff, Fire Skyline. Inspired by Matt Stafford, best teeth in the NFL. BF, nice take. All right, quads on the ice. Ice Skyline quads inspired by Saquon Barkley. I ran a Boz earlier. I actually ran several Kurt Lockers. I don't know if I have any left for today. BF, nice take. All right, couple glows here. Helicopter. Look at these glows, how nice these are. Helicopter on the glow Skyline. Labrev takes down the giveaway, and Matt takes down the helicopter. Nice grab. Crisscross Glow Skyline 110 Power. Gorgeous card right here. Inspired by Chris Carter. Here we go. Where's Crisscross Applesauce at? All right, I got a nice Alpha Update Glow giveaway back there. CJ Donnie in the house going after his man, Crisscross. Nice. Nice grab, Chris. All right, Breeze. That is Brees Hall 135 Glow from Alpha Update. That's a giveaway. Hold on, guys. I will be right back. Give me a few minutes.
Plus humidity. So it's even higher than it's gonna be like the high replacement parts, and Ron still have it, like, usually just nickel or chrome. So, alright, cool. Well, yeah, we'll be back. And, one thing I want to make sure I have your email.
Sorry, guys. All right. We're getting back going now. Nope. Got about 30 more cards to run. I think that breeze went off. All right, let's go with this chainsaw. I got to run this as a shell listing. I'll put, how about a Reptilian Fire End Zone for the giveaway next. All right, here we go. Chainsaw, Fire, Skyline. We are up. Sorry for that delay, guys. Hannibal, nice grab. All right, how about hands on the 135 end zone? Inspired by Jerry Rice. Hands on the end zone. Ice. 135. Yeah, that gold coin's sick, right? Marcus. Nice grab. All right, let's do some silver coins here. Philippa on the glow. Silver coin. Inspired by Willie Philippa Anderson. Here we go. Flawless. Nice take. Crisscross on the silver coin. Brawl silver coin, Crisscross, inspired by Chris Carter. CJ Donnie with those pre-bids, holding strong. Nice grab. All right, let's go genetic. Nice color match, too, for the Raiders on that silver coin steel. Here we go. Inspired by Ashton Genty. That is genetic. Vincent, nice take. Quarterstaff, last silver coin. Then we got some golds. And then we'll hit our autos and gums. Quarterstaff on the Brawl coin, inspired by Matt Stafford. Hannibal, nice grab. All right, let's hit some golds. Here we go with a Friday. Gold coin brawl inspired by Deebo Samuel. We're up. I've got some others in here. I got some Griffey autos to come as well. Mostly Tecmo today. I have a Phoenix Gum and a Phoenix Blue Ice. Fishbone, nice take. All right, Chainsaw on that ice coin. What a sick looking card that is. Yes, I did run some hammer earlier. Dirty Jersey takes the giveaway down. All right, here we go. Coin, ice, chainsaw. It's a beauty. Yeah, art's awesome. Kind of looks like Deadpool a little bit. BF. All right, next giveaway, we got Darnold on the 120 steel scoreboard. All right, we're going Galt Father. Nice featured coin here. 120 Brawl, inspired by Willie Galt. The Galt Father. Here we go. You know Bo. All right, here comes a big one. Howitzer. Gold coin. Inspired by Howie Long on that 150 Brawl. Gold coin flip. Howitzer. We're up. Love Howitzer's new art is awesome. Arena of 7, nice take. Great grab. Loving these gold coins. All right, let's do that. Here's a Phoenix Blue Ice. This one's not loaded. Phoenix Blue Ice, 125 power, inspired by Bo Nix. And then I'll hit that gum. Phoenix new art is awesome too. Arena, nice take. All right, Phoenix 175 gum, big card. 175 gum here. Absolutely sick art on this. Look at all that pink color right there. Phoenix looking nice. This new artwork. Flying through the air with his gum. Arena, nice grab. Great buy right there. All right, one more gum. 175 Brockness. Look at the dragon. The gum dragon. Inspired by Brock Bowers. Here we go. 175 gum. No Puka today. Might have some next week, though. Nice grab, Arena. All right, I think we're ready to hit some autos here. Let's go Craig Hawk on the steel auto. 140 steel. Dave Craig on card auto. We got Hitman, Nigerian, TD, Full Moon, Sterling, Jolly Roger. We got a couple glow autos, couple fire autos. Nice little scatter hex up there too. Blanco, great grab. All right, Jolly Roger. Roger Craig auto. On card, steel, Roger Craig. Oh, I did. I ran both those earlier. Had a sweet Haley's Comet Fire. Had some nice wood chipper going too. Blanco, nice grab. All right, let's go rolling here on the steel. Out of Griffey, Scott Rowland, on card auto, Hall of Fame third baseman, and a 130 steel. JJ taking down the Darnold. You know, Bo, nice grab. Oh, nice. That's awesome. You got some of the big ones knocked out. All right, Auntie something K. That is Costas Antetokounmpo on the Brawl auto at a Griffey. That one didn't load. These were not easy to find. Brawl 120, Auntie to something K. On card auto out of Griffey. Flawless, great grab. I got a Miracle 120 silver steel going up in the giveaway. All right, TD, Tony Dorsett on card auto here. Here we go. TD, Tony Dorsett on card auto. One of the great running backs of all time. Got that giveaway up now. That's cool. Haley's Comet going after that whole rainbow. I like that. You got some of the hard ones knocked out too. Flawless. All right, let's go Sterling Steel Auto. 140 on card. Sterling Sharp. Would have been one of the greatest wide receivers ever had he not gotten hurt. We are up. Blanco, nice grab. All right, how about Santa Moss on the Fire Auto? Some of the best art ever. Santa Moss, absolutely sick card. 145 Fire Auto. Out of Griffey. Here we go. Yeah, Sterling was way better than Shannon. He only played, I think, for like 6 years, but man, he was nasty when he played. Flawless, nice grab. Fire autos for 60. I love it. All right, let's go joystick on the ice auto. Dante Hall, the human joystick. 145 ice auto. We are up. Yeah, baby. That's what everyone wants. Those 145s, not always easy to fill decks with. Flawless. Nice grab. All right, Full Moon, Warren Moon, 145. Another one. Beautiful signature from Warren Moon here on card auto. Oh, do you really? I haven't looked at the Tecmo checklist. There could be that there's more 140s and 150s this go around. Toy, nice grab. All right, Glow Auto PGD3, 9 out of 25. Pierre Garcon on card auto, out of the Griffey set, and it's a Glow. Here we go, 150 Glow. Pierre Garcon, Glow Auto. Great buy. Wow, Glow Auto under 100. Nice take. Santa Moss on the ice. We go 145. Ice Auto, Santa Moss. We're up. Yeah, that was a great take. 145. Ice Santa Moss going to Arena of 7. Nice grab. All right, Hitman. 165 steel auto. That's Ronnie Lott. One of the greatest defensive players ever. 49ers legend. Played for the Raiders too. 165 on card Ronnie Lott auto. Marcos. Nice take. Seal Argent on the Fire. 165 Fire. 43 out of 50. Seal Argent Fire auto. This is Steve Largent with an on-card auto. Seal Argent returning from Alpha Update. Shano, nice grab. Got a 115 glow Danny Dimes coin slot up in the next giveaway. 115 glow coin slot. All right, let's go Art Monk. 150 Fire Auto, 18 out of 50. This is Monk on card. Steez with a raid. What's up, Steez? Hope you guys had a good show over there. Flawless. Great buy. All right, Too Tall on the glow. 160 glow here out of 25. Ed Too Tall Jones on card glow auto. Flawless. Great grab. Did you guys have a break this morning? Pull anything crazy? All right, let's do a play lot here. Alpha Update. These are all short print. Play 29. Early round Magic. These are out of Griffey. Double edge flip. Weapon Sync. Play 29, 28. Comeback Time. Play 33. And then we got Wild Card Wager, play 31. So 5 short print plays here in this lot. Moss Auto, and that's always nice. 5 card short print play. 1 from Alpha Update. Other 4 from Griffey. Hannibal, nice grab. All right, one more 5 card play lot. Baseline bonus, play 26, trade up. Hex Vantage, play 24, Weapon Tangle, 23, and Overextended, 21. Another 5 card short print lot out of Griffey. 5 plays here. Hannibal, nice grab. All right, Nigerian Nightmare, 170 steel auto. Christian Okoye on card steel auto. Here we go. 170 steel. It's a big one. Nice sig with the pin too on that one. Totally looks like Freddy Krueger in his PJs. Blanco. All right, Hex Scatter. 170. .170 Hex, inspired by Cam Scatabo. Nice grab. Here you go. Isn't that cool? Love that art. Marcos, another great buy. All right, let's pull this giveaway. Go raid somebody. Hope everyone has a safe 4th of July. We'll see you all tomorrow. Probably do a quick break in the morning.